Logan, greetings.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here. And I'm excited for a conversation today on silver linings. And it's a very interesting topic name. So I'm interested to know how you define this and fit this into the context of our wellness conversation.
Well, I fit this in to kind of mental techniques, you know, to help you deal with stress, to help you deal with difficult time, to inspire motivation maybe when it's difficult.
Okay, definitely. And so, how would this compare to like having gratitude or staying positive?
Well, the difference would be that it's more specific, right? So staying positive is a pretty general thing, right? There's a lot of things that fit within that. And silver linings is more of a specific mental action, we could call it, that you perform, whether habitually or consciously.
Interesting. So, and so, could you give us an example of like a specific silver lining?
One example would be when you're going through difficult times, regardless of what that is, it often can lead to better decision making in the future and, building of character.
Hmm, gotcha. And so it seems like it's not so much the event itself that creates the silver lining, but it's more so just having the awareness to recognize that there are silver linings in these things.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay. And so, why is this important to stay aware of the silver lining?
Because when you're going through difficult times, they can really help you to stay the course for whatever it is that you've been working towards instead of getting sidetracked. They can also, depending on how many unfortunate situations pile up, they can be a key in helping you maintain yourself throughout it, right? To stay in a better state of mind, to keep hope, to be able to, in the case of addiction, for instance, make the change to become clean and sober.
Absolutely. And kind of thinking in my own context, looking back on certain things that I've gone through and being able to kind of pick out some of the benefits and advantages of that has kind of helped me moving forward to say, maybe this won't be so bad. I went through something similar and these are the good things that came from it. It maybe not negated the negativity of it, but it made it worth it. There's value in it. And so, what's a way that we can apply this technique into our daily lives of noticing and becoming aware of the silver linings and things?
Honestly, the biggest thing is just practice, you know, and the best suggestion I have for people is to find support in establishing the technique by uh, buddy system, right? So, like, find somebody that you can help reinforce this in them because, like I said, the biggest time to do this often is in bad situations. When you're not used to doing it, it can be really hard to remember, which makes a great technique to beginning this is talking with a friend and saying, like, yo man, let's work on recognizing the silver linings in those beds. So when I'm going through something, would you like point out to me maybe some things that we could, and then maybe start brainstorming some things that this could turn positive, or ways we could make this into a positive, maybe, you know and I think an important caution here, right, is to be realistic with it. you know there's there's realistic positivity and then there's toxic positivity, which we'll talk about another time. But it's important to be realistic with these silver linings. What can you honestly get out of it, right? which just adds sometimes to the difficulty of doing this, which is why it can be helpful to have a friend that bounce these ideas off of.
Mm. Absolutely. Especially, I know for myself, when I'm in crisis mode, it does often take that outside perspective to kind of shift my thinking and my perspective on things. You know, oh, I didn't really see that. I was too caught up in the emotions and the feels of this whole thing. Uh, Absolutely. Hmm. And I think that's also kind of, as a side note, I think, that's a perfect example of why it's important to kind of find our tribe, our communities of like-minded people with these things. A lot of people don't really see the value in that type of thinking, finding silver linings in bad things. Well, they're bad things. They just happen. There's no good out of it. So, um, yeah, appreciate this line of conversation for sure.